we're gonna look at 3 ways to get into K-guard against outside passing. So a couple different variations of outside passing or degrees of danger that we're gonna be facing earlier, middle, later stage, and how we can use our K-guard entries to basically assist our guard retention. So first method, if Chris is outside passing here, I'm already kind of doing a good job of keeping my knees tight to my chest, keeping my knees wide so that I'm able to fit kind of my head and shoulder inside the line of my knees here to help prevent my knees getting opened up, prevent him being able to open the space for the pass. So if I'm already adhering to those principles, generally this is somewhat easy as he circles around to use my frames to help assist with my leg, with my body squaring up. That allows me the range of motion to extend my near side leg past the line of his hip and switch to this scoop grip where I can start getting into my K-guard. So very simple, just kind of adhering to a general outside passing guard retention principle. Sometimes you can't pummel this leg because he feels that, and he's kind of keeping that grip stronger. I could always circle this one in first. That usually makes it easier to get that second one, or even if I couldn't get that second one, I could start to connect to the sleeve, open up space for a different type of guard or guard retention entry, and then look for my K-guard afterwards. But anytime he circles around, that leg gets close enough, if we're adequately blocking and we can scoop, fit our leg past the line of his hip, K-guard's a viable option, okay? Now, some types of Toreanos, especially in the gi, more old school style, is instead of kind of circling around my legs, Chris might have more like definitive grips on the pant, and he's actually gonna start kind of, as I turn facing here, pushing that knee away from the chest and dropping the shoulder, okay? This is a really strong pass, and you can see here, there's basically no way my bottom leg is gonna get back into the equation here, okay? So I'm still framing on this near side shoulder that he's leading with, because that's kind of like the most imminent threat. But what I'm gonna do is focus on using this left leg here to assist with my recovery. Pummeling it inside on this side that he's controlling with doesn't really do much, but if I can turn and fit the foot behind his arm here, that acts as like a wedge where I'm flexing my toes, opening my foot up against his pass, where now as he goes to complete the pass and he keeps circling and driving, it's difficult, and you can see I'm able to use that counter balance pushing against him to free that leg. Now that leg is freed, it's past the hip, he's a little bit further away, so I would use a sleeve assist to pull him closer and get to my K-guard, okay? So again, anytime somebody really exploits the pant grips here, okay, and this could be on the knee here, he's really driving my knee away from my chest, or if he's on like my shin, he can still drive the knee away from the chest, right? Very dangerous old school pass in the gi, okay? So again, I'm framing, you can see as soon as I frame and give it a little bit of space, my foot hooks right behind here. So kind of right by his tricep, or almost like a little bit higher up by his armpit, I can start using that to help counterbalance, pull my bottom leg out or into our K-guard, right? Another form of outside passing, instead of kind of stopping at this line of my hip and trying to secure the pass like Chris is doing, he's gonna go all the way and he switches his grips to the north-south, okay? So we'll go over more specific, like in-depth retention from north-south at another time, but generally the K-guard, again, is just another viable threat to assist with your retention here. So basic retention principle from here, I wanna make sure, you know, me personally, if I can, because of like this normal kind of grip structure that Chris is taking, I frame basically up by his armpits here, and I try to make, especially if it's the gi where I have friction, grips in which I can not only push him away, but I can also like pull, okay? So it's not like I'm just bench pressing here, because if he starts to blade his body and like collapse those frames, you know, I'm not gonna be able to hold him up there forever. So when he's here, I can even thumb post in the shoulders too, just kind of gives me a little bit wider structure, but I can still use that like lat pull down motion, okay? And that's important because go back just a tiny step, Chris. If I can push enough where the weight alleviates on my feet, I wanna focus on pummeling one foot across to the opposite armpit. So my left foot here goes to Chris's right armpit, okay? That allows me to kind of hook, you can come over this side, Sewell. That allows me to hook here and assist with pulling myself perpendicular, and then we have that leg ready to access and go into our K-guard. Conversely, if I did it on the other side, I framed here, I alleviated a little bit of weight, I hooked, I can pull my head out that far side, and I'm right back into our normal K-guard attacking position. The reason these grips are important is because if Chris gets out here, and I feel like I can't push enough weight off of his hands to really pummel my leg across, I want to use these pulling grips here to get the weight more onto his feet. So you see he takes that step forward, it makes the grips on my feet lighter and allows me to pummel my foot behind, where now my head rotates out and I'm back into K-guard. So, you know, these are north-south retention principles, but they're basically feeding us right back into the K-guard. And that K-guard threat is what's ultimately gonna stop him from just staying here and continuing to focus on the pass, okay? So as soon as Chris circles around, back from the start here, he circles around, I'm already looking when he switches those grips, boom, to get these frames. If I can pummel my feet right away, great. If not, I do like a lap down. As soon as that weight comes off the feet, I thread my foot through to the far side. I take my head out, and I'm here into my K-guard position.